Happy Vlogmas Day 13. So tonight I am going to be doing my unhaul for the year. I have unhauled some other books that I just haven't put in the stack. I've just taken them to the library, or my city does the bathtub. Okay, my city does a thing where there are these benches downtown in front of one of the university buildings, and people will leave books there, and it's kind of just like those boxes you see that have books in them. My city does have I know of one that's in the mall food court, but I'm never there, and that's inside. Like, I'd have to go in. When in coronavirus times, it's easier just to go leave a book outside. So what am I going to do with these books? If they are in good quality, I will give them to the library. If there's maybe some little rips and tears, I will either, well, first, before I give it to the library or anything, I ask my friends, family, if they want any of these books, and if they don't want any, then the good quality ones I will give to the library. The ones, if they have a rip or tear or something that makes them imperfect, I will take them to like Goodwill, Salvation Army. We actually dropped off some books at the Salvation Army today, but none of those were these. So again, this is not all the books that I've unhauled this year. This is just for right now. I feel like I filmed this video already like 6 months ago, but I didn't, so I don't know what all that's about. So the first book, the first two are actually romances, so I want y'all's opinions on this. So the first one is Sweet Tea and Sympathy, I can never say that word, by Molly Harper. So this is like a southern romance. There's a lot of family elements to it as well. Now, I didn't really enjoy this, but the next book in the series is about a character. The main character in the next book is a character that I enjoyed in this book, and so I do intend on reading the next book. So should I keep this since I'm going to be reading the next book, or should I toss it? Should I unhaul this since I didn't? The next book is The Wedding Date, and this is by Jasmine Guillory, so another romance. And this is one that I only read this one because I want to read the second one, because the second one is more baseball-y. It's like Dodger Stadium is literally in the synopsis, and I'm like, give me Dodger Stadium. I will read anything with the Dodgers in it. Throw it my way. So this book, I just felt like the romance was, I feel like these two characters weren't good together. I don't think they just went well together as a couple, and I feel like there was so much, they got in fights over little petty things. So I'm like, if I was getting that many fights that early on in a relationship, yep, that guy would be tossed to the curb. So I feel like the main character is stronger than she thinks she is, and I think she deserves better than the man who is the love interest in this. So I wasn't a fan of the romance in this book. So the next book is Severance, and that is not a tear. That's supposed to be there. This is by Ling Ma. So this is like a satire of a pandemic happening. Tons of people dying, but this is like the really, really dystopia version where it's like the majority of the country has died and the government, they just keep going through the people and all that, and it's bad. So this book, there was no punctuation like whatsoever. I mean, I think there were like the ones at the end of the sentence, like a period, exclamation mark, question mark, but I never knew if a character was talking or not because there were no quotation marks and all that. And I'm like, what in the world? How am I kept getting so confused because there was just no punctuations like whatsoever, and I didn't like that. And then I just felt like it was boring in some parts and all that. All these books I have read in 2020 to let y'all know. Well, I haven't read this one. This is one that I actually got twice. I got it in Book of the Month, and I totally forgot that I got in Book of the Month that it was going to be coming, and I bought it. And that's Valentine by Elizabeth Wetmore. So this one that I got twice. I haven't read yet, so I can't really tell you anything about it. I don't know if I'll like it or not, so I am tossing that one. So the next book is Timekeeper by Tara Sim. This is a young adult. It's a historical fiction with like a cyberpunk. It's not the right word. I know that's a video game right now. Steampunk. That's the word I'm thinking. That is like, so there's that. But I felt like the romance in this was very toxic, and not the main character, but his love interest, I felt like, was this so cruel? And I don't think it's supposed to seem like that, but I just did not like that. And then this book, I couldn't relate to the characters or anything, but it has such a cool concept. So, but I won't be continuing this series, and this was one of the books that was on my TBR the longest, but such a cool concept, but I don't think it was executed properly. So then we have Space Opera by Catherine M. Valente. This book, the whole time, I was like, what is happening? It was just all over the place, and I was so confused, and I thought I would love it because it's glam rock in outer space, Eurovision in outer space. But it was all, this I think is the lowest rated book ever for me. Yeah. Then we have The Dry by Jane Harper. This book wasn't terrible, but I don't know. It was just average, and I don't see myself really continuing the series, but this is very popular, so you guys might like it. So then we had The Crown Conspiracy by Michael J. Sullivan. This is a fantasy, and it's really short, and I felt like it was really fast-paced, and like, I feel like when books, especially fantasies, are short, we don't really get to know the characters that well and everything. But to know my thoughts of what I was having when I was reading these books, you can check out my Goodreads, which is just my name, Elizabeth Rains. Yeah, check out my Goodreads. It's cool. And then we have The Year Without Summer by Genevieve Glassford. So this book, there are a bunch of characters, and they all live in what was the year without summer, because a volcano erupted and caused a mini ice age, basically. But none of these characters ever come together. And I was like, I feel like it's pointless hearing all these people's stories, and none of them will ever connect. And the male characters, I was getting confused. I was getting confused by who was who and all that. But there was this, I feel like there was no purpose of this book really, because they never connected. It was just a bunch of random people, very much slice of life. And then The House of Impossible Beauties by Joseph Cassara. This is another very much slice of life. Again, very interesting setting, being in New York City when it was really gritty and dirty, and this is about a lot of LGBT characters before there were a lot of rights for them. So in this time, it's kind of an awkward time for them. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds like such an interesting book. I want to read it. But it was so boring. It was just the same things basically happening over and over, and hearing these people complain about their lives. And I'm like, do something, have a plot. This is just the same things happening over and over and over. And yeah, I enjoy watching slice of life. And like Sims, I feel like a slice of life, but I don't like reading it. So then the last book is another book that I already had. So let me tell y'all the funny story behind this. So I bought this book on Book Depository a long time ago. I pre-ordered it because it comes out in other countries first, because this is translated from Italian. So, and this is Medici Supremacy by Matteo Scroll. And so I pre-ordered it, and Book Depository was like, your order has been canceled and all that. So I was like, okay, that sucks. Let me go see if I can find an English copy anywhere else. So I found this one on eBay that was in Canada. So I bought it, and lo and behold, the hardback from Book Depository still shows up at my house. So I have 2 copies of this. I don't know if I'm gonna donate or not, because I could annotate the paperback version, but I'd have to get a paperback version of the first book as well. So who knows, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you want to be one of the first to know when I upload a video on this channel, ring that notification bell, for whom the bells toll, Metallica. And I will have my Amazon wishlist linked down below in the pinned comment if you guys would like to get me something for Christmas. And I promise the books I get as gifts, they will not end up in an unhaul video. I will keep them and save them for life and remember you for them. But yeah, bye guys, I'll see you tomorrow.